It was supposed to be a simple adventure, a weekend escape into the wild before summer ended and we all went our separate ways for college. I never imagined that I'd be the only one to return. My therapist says writing about it might help, but I doubt it. Nothing can erase the screams, the terror etched in my mind. My name is Alex, and this is what happened in Abaddon Cave. It started with the allure of the unknown. Eric had found an old map in his grandfather's attic. It showed the location of a cave system not far from our town. The cave, marked ominously as Abaddon, was supposedly unexplored and filled with untold wonders. Eric, always the thrill-seeker, convinced the rest of us, Julie, Sam, Lisa and me, that it was worth checking out. We left early on a Saturday morning, armed with flashlights, ropes and enough food and water for 2 days. The hike to the cave was uneventful, the excitement masking any sense of foreboding. We arrived at the mouth of the cave around noon, the darkness within a stark contrast to the bright summer day outside. Inside, the air was cool and damp, carrying the faint scent of mildew. Our flashlights cut through the darkness, revealing intricate rock formations and strange, ancient carvings on the walls. The deeper we went, the more unsettling the carvings became, depictions of twisted, anguished faces and bizarre, otherworldly symbols. About an hour in, we found a narrow passageway that led into a larger chamber. It was here that things started to go wrong. Julie noticed the faint, rhythmic sound of dripping water, but as we listened, it seemed to grow louder, more erratic, echoing through the cavern like some grotesque heartbeat. Eric, leading the way, shined his flashlight on a peculiar rock formation. "Look at this," he said, his voice trembling with excitement. It was a tall, obelisk-like structure, covered in those same disturbing carvings. As we gathered around, a chilling draught blew through the chamber, extinguishing our lanterns and leaving us in utter darkness. Panic set in. We scrambled to relight our lanterns and flashlights. In the chaotic moments that followed, I heard a whisper. Not a whisper from one of my friends, but something else, something ancient and malevolent. It called my name. "Alex!" I turned, my flashlight shaking, but saw nothing. Eric, ever the skeptic, laughed nervously. "It's just the wind," he said. But we all felt it, the presence, the eyes watching us from the darkness. We pressed on, Eric insisting that the deeper we went, the more we discover. But the further we ventured, the more oppressive the atmosphere became. The air grew colder and the whispers more frequent. Each step seemed to echo with a disembodied voice, each shadow a potential threat. In a narrow tunnel, Lisa slipped and fell, her scream piercing the silence. We rushed to her aid, but what we found was far worse than a simple fall. Her flashlight had illuminated something in the darkness, a figure, tall and gaunt, with hollow eyes and a mouth twisted into a cruel smile. It stood motionless, watching us. We bolted, dragging Lisa with us, her ankle twisted and useless. But no matter how far or fast we ran, the figure always seemed to be just at the edge of our vision, its hollow eyes fixed on us. In our panic, we got separated. Eric and Julie disappeared down a side passage, their screams echoing back to us. I tried to find them, but Sam pulled me back. "We have to go, Alex. We have to get out of here." His voice was a mix of terror and desperation. We stumbled through the dark, the cave's layout now a nightmarish labyrinth. The whispers grew louder, now unmistakably calling our names. "Alex! Sam! Lisa!" The oppressive darkness seemed to close in, suffocating us. In a final desperate bid for escape, we found ourselves in a large chamber. The figure was there, waiting. It stepped forward, and as its cold, skeletal hand reached for Sam, he let out a blood-curdling scream. I watched in horror as he was dragged into the darkness, his screams abruptly cut off. I ran, half carrying, half dragging Lisa, who was sobbing uncontrollably. The cave seemed to shift around us, every tunnel leading us deeper into its maw. Finally, we saw a faint light ahead, the cave's entrance. We stumbled towards it, the whispers now a deafening roar. Just as we reached the mouth of the cave, I felt a cold hand brush against my back. I pushed Lisa out into the daylight, turning just in time to see the figure standing mere inches away. Its eyes bored into mine, and it spoke a single word: return. Lisa and I collapsed outside, gasping for air. We made it to the nearest town, where we were met with skepticism and pity. Search parties found no trace of Eric, Julie or Sam. The authorities chalked it up to a tragic accident, but I knew better. I hear the whispers every night, calling me back to Abaddon Cave. I've tried to ignore them, but I know one day I'll have to return, because it didn't just want us. It wanted me, and it's waiting